The beautiful Shoalhaven is on the south coast of New South Wales, just 2 hours south of Sydney. Visitors to the Shoalhaven are always impressed by its natural, untouched beauty and abundant wildlife. From spectacular cliffs to crystal clear turquoise waters rich with marine life. The Shoalhaven is all yours to experience. From serenity to action, the choice is yours. With beautiful food and wonderful wine, the Shoalhaven is the perfect place to relax and enjoy the riches that this area has to offer. From beaches to green rolling hills, the diversity in the Shoalhaven is just spectacular. Hello and welcome to the Shoalhaven Experience. I'll be your guide over the next half hour while we show you some of the best things to do and see in the Shoalhaven. The video has been arranged into areas from the north of the Shoalhaven to the south. Please refer to the video cover for more details. First up is the charming country town of Kangaroo Valley. It's easy to see why European settlers were attracted to this lush green area. The town is picture perfect with a wide range of shops, cafes and galleries. You could spend hours here wandering around town, checking out all the fascinating things for sale. And while you're there, check out the unique wood gallery.
We believe we're the largest rocking horse dealer in Australia.
But that's not all they do.
One of the big things that we specialise in, of course, is burls. And there's about 25 to 30 different burl woods, the burl being that big lump on the side of a tree.
And then there's the toys.
It's lovely to please children.
Just near the centre of town, you'll find the historic Hampton Bridge, which was built in 1898 and is the oldest suspension bridge in Australia. The bridge spans across the beautiful Kangaroo River. Here you can spend time fishing or just cooling off in its crystal clear waters. If you want to see more of the river, then Kangaroo Valley Safaris is based just next to the bridge. They'll take you upriver so the current does all the work for you, which leaves you just two problems of staying upright and steering straight.
First 5 minutes are the hardest if you've never done it before, but after that it's just straightforward enough.
From then on you pass through some of the most beautiful countryside where small rapids flow at most times of the year. The safari gives you the chance to see the valley up close and appreciate the pristine water and wildlife. Everything is supplied, so you don't need to bring a thing.
Best thing about it, I think, was actually just the scenery. It's really just a beautiful day.
They can plan the safari to suit you, so whether you're 6 or 60, you can have a go. All you need to do is to bring your sense of adventure. This trip lasted about 2 hours and ended up at Hampton Bridge.
That was great. Got a bit wet.
Loads of fun. It was exciting. Yeah.
Also near Hampton Bridge lies the historic Pioneer Farm Museum. Doris and Mavis showed me around. So Doris, what are people's reactions to the farm when they come here? What do they think?
Oh, they think it's wonderful. And how we got it all, where did it all come from, and really excited when they see it. And they say it's the best in the world that they've been to, as they go to a lot of the museums around the world, these overseas travellers.
Visiting the Pioneer Farm Museum is like stepping back in time. In fact, I feel quite transformed. Here you really get a sense of what life must have been like for those early pioneers. Sometimes you'll be shocked at how basic it would have been, and sometimes enchanted by its simplicity and beauty. So, if museums aren't your regular haunt, check this one out. It just might surprise you. Another great way to experience Kangaroo Valley is to jump on a horse.
I guess it's run in the family for a long time. My grandfather was a drover in the 40s. It's always been in my blood, I suppose, since I was a youngster, that I knew I'd be spending a lot of my life around horses, and just like to share that experience with people that haven't been as lucky as I have.
Kimball is the man from Kangaroo Valley Trail Rides, and he can show you some of the most spectacular spots in the valley. The rides can be catered to suit all skill levels, from the novice to the experienced rider. This is the land that time forgot, and Kimball seems to know a thing or two.
Yeah, they're tree ferns. They're probably getting on to 1,000 years old, those ones. Yeah. And then they're cycads in behind. They're dinosaur food. Well, we've designed the trails to go through as many different types of fauna that's available up in the mountains here. We cross through some tropical rainforest areas, and when we get to the top of the summit, we get a great spectacular view over the Milton National Park, which extends out right out to the horizon out this way.
This is the perfect place to put your horse through its paces. And it seems to bring out the cowboy in everyone. Now it's back to the ranch. Our next stop is the historic town of Berry. Berry is nestled beneath rolling hills and has oodles of character and charm. Here you'll find a bustling town with every kind of shopping experience and a wide range of culinary delights. Many artists have made Berry their home, and you can find some of their beautiful work here in Berry's galleries. There's a wide range to choose from, and they're all unique, so you never know what you'll find. But Berry is dairy country, and one great thing that cows make is chocolate, of course. Situated in the old Berry Central Creamery is the Treat Factory. Here you'll find a wide variety of goodies, which include chocolates, sweets, chutneys and sauces. The Treat Factory in Berry is a place that no chocoholic should miss. They hand make the chocolates here in the old-fashioned way, using the finest Belgian chocolate. As well as chocolates, the Treat Factory family have been making preserves for over 50 years. Oh, by the way, they make a fantastic chocolate fudge sauce. It's amazing how much fun it is to watch someone making your favourite treats. But not as much fun as it is tasting them. And making a decision is not that easy.
I think I'll just take the box.
See what I mean? Resistance is useless. Just south of Berry lies Coolangatta, which overlooks the Shoalhaven River. Coolangatta Estate is one of the area's highlights. Coolangatta is the site of the first European settlement on the south coast of New South Wales. Apparently, Coolangatta is an Aboriginal word meaning fine or splendid view, and I can see what they mean by that. This historic village has today become the Shoalhaven's largest vineyard and was recently awarded New South Wales Tourism Winery of the Decade. Greg Bishop owns the estate and has a passion for wine.
I think the two varieties of wine that, or grape that are proving to be the varieties of the Shoalhaven would be in the reds, the Huskisson variety, and in the whites, I think Verdelho has a lot of potential.
This award-winning winery is now a resort and function centre with many activities. The food here is great, with the focus being on fresh local produce. You can eat al fresco in the Garden Marquee or enjoy fine dining in Alexander's restaurant. And if it's a shindig you're after, then Saturday night is banquet night and everybody joins in the fun. Next stop is Nara. And while you're there, why not jump out of a plane? If you're not game to do it alone, then Skydive Nara specialise in tandem jumps. This is the easiest and quickest way to experience the thrill of freefall. 10 minutes training is all that is required to get your knees in the breeze. If you'd you'd rather look at planes than jump out of them, then why not pay a visit to Australia's Museum of Flight in Nara, which is the country's largest aviation museum. The displays here are fascinating and give you an opportunity to find out why an aircraft flies and what they're all about. Within the displays, you'll find all aspects of Australia's aviation history, as well as hands-on exhibits where you can even get into the cockpits. This is the beautiful Shoalhaven River. Just upstream is the Nara Animal Park. Here you'll be able to observe and spend some time with a variety of native animals without the crowds. We spoke to Mark, who has run the animal park with his family for 20 years.
Koalas have all individual personalities, and we usually wait until the personalities give us a name. Mr Magoo, he's quite laid back, makes a few mistakes here and there. The little baby Squeak, when she was born, she was quite verbal.
The guys here are very hands-on. They'll actually get snakes out for you to feel. It's just a really good day out, and it's very reasonable.
The best thing about the Nara Animal Park is that it's very intimate and friendly, so you get to be really hands-on with these cute little creatures.
Working with the children, I think, is a big bonus. By the time they leave, if they've learnt something when they left, I think that's your ultimate aim.
Now it's off to the seaside. Jervis Bay has been declared a marine park, and for good reason, as it's one of the most natural and unspoilt areas in Australia. Here you'll find white sandy beaches and turquoise waters. At the heart of Jervis Bay is the picturesque seaside town of Huskisson. In the 1860s, it was a busy, bustling shipbuilding town. Today it still retains its charm, but I believe there's a bit more to do in town these days. Like taking a dolphin watch cruise. The dolphin watch cruise runs daily and lasts for about 2 hours. As we cruise out of Huskisson, the beauty of the area is outstanding. Only 10 minutes into the trip and we spot a whole pod of dolphins.
This area ahead of us here is
Greg the skipper always gives an informative talk about the bay.
A refuge zone or a sanctuary.
Greg told me that they spot dolphins at least 95% of the time. Then we headed for the other side of the bay, where the beaches became even more stunning.
It's great coming out here because you get a really good perspective of the whole bay. You can see the cliffs are right over there.
The whole thing is fun and relaxed and a great day out for families. Once you've seen Jervis Bay, it won't be long before you'll be curious about what's under the water, and ProDive are the experts when it comes to diving. ProDive's instructors are highly experienced, so you'll be in good hands.
Guys find lots of big blue groper. They're very tame, puppy dog like. They'll actually come up to you and nudge you in the arm sometimes.
Whether you're a beginner or an experienced diver, ProDive will look after you. Many regard Jervis Bay as the alternate dive site to the Great Barrier Reef, and it's not hard to see why. The bay offers some of the most diversified scuba diving along the Australian east coast. The ProDive experience is lots of fun, and you're likely to make some great new friends.
You'll be amazed at what you actually do get to see in Jervis Bay.
Everything that you see everywhere else is all here. It's great.
Most people just come back smiling and don't believe the things that they see down in the water.
It's the purple under there, so it's really pretty.
I've got pretty big today.
Woody sea dragons.
So why don't you give it a go and discover a whole new world beneath the waves? Jervis Bay has many spectacular walks that you can take, but the Mangrove Boardwalk in Huskisson is definitely one of my favourites. It's beautiful here. And while you're there, why not visit the Lady Denman Heritage Complex, which is a tribute to Huskisson's shipbuilding past. The Maritime Museum celebrates those early pioneers who literally cut down trees to make ships. Here in the museum, you'll find a whole spectrum of rich and colourful artefacts from this memorable era. You can spend hours here, wandering around, checking out all the stuff those early sea dogs would have used. From figureheads to ship chests, you'll come out singing old sea shanties and exclaiming, "Shiver my timbers!" But if you fancy getting in touch with the old sea dog within, then Peter Breen's your man. He runs Changing Tack Sailing School.
Some people are a bit nervous when they first come out on the boat. They don't expect that it's going to tip over quite as much as it does. But once they get used to that, then they see that as part of the fun of it. They get up the front and the waves are sort of coming over the deck occasionally, and they're just really glad to be able to get out here and enjoy this water to themselves, basically.
Peter and his skipper offer sailing tuition at all levels, from an introductory day sail right up to competent crew.
That's it, just for that island there, that's perfect.
But for me, I'm still enjoying learning the basics of sail handling.
We're changing tack's about bringing to this area the opportunities that are available in Sydney for people to learn to sail or to experience the fun of sailing out on Jervis Bay. You can come out one day and it's the champagne cruise where you just sit around in the sun and loll about watching the dolphins, and you can come out another day and it can be blowing 30 knots and it's just heart thumping and excitement and all hands on deck, and it's a new challenge.
And for the land lovers, there's Paddy Palin Adventure. These guys specialise in running adventures in the Jervis Bay area. A great one to start with is to take a mountain bike tour. This is a fantastic way to explore spectacular countryside. There's always time to stop and take in magnificent views. All tours include a 21-speed Chugan mountain bike, refreshments and transport to and from the parks. These tours are a lot of fun and can be as challenging as you like. This particular ride was nice and easy, all downhill, just the way I like it. Another way to experience Paddy Palin Adventure is to take a trip on their luxury cruiser Sea Change. It's a great way to enjoy the bay, as groups are limited to 20 to ensure individual attention. You're more than likely to spot dolphins as you explore many of the bay's highlights, such as Point Perpendicular and other gorgeous beaches along the way. The good thing about this cruise is that they actually stop and moor the boat, so you have plenty of time to swim and snorkel. Everything is on board, so you don't have to bring a thing. And if you don't feel like swimming, you can always sit back and enjoy yummy refreshments.
Food is delicious.
Coming on a Paddy Palin cruise is a bit like owning your own boat. It's intimate and it's fun, and there are no mooring fees. And don't miss their great dinner cruises. Now, back to those pesky dolphins. A perfect end to a perfect day. Except I'm starving. The Hongkura Thai restaurant is on the main street in Huskisson overlooking the bay. Here you'll find traditional Thai cuisine, which includes all your favourite dishes. The food is fresh and flavoursome. They're BYO, but they're also licensed with very reasonable prices. The dishes here are delicious, which is probably the reason it's always buzzing, as it's a favourite with the locals. Another restaurant to try while in Huskisson is the Loving Spoonful. Here, the local a cappella group Kindling sing regularly. While the music is for your ears, the food is for your taste buds. The dishes are very creative and colourful, but most of all, absolutely delicious. Here you'll find a modern Australian menu with a Mediterranean influence. The atmosphere is warm and friendly and very relaxing. After dinner, why not pay a visit to Huskisson's historic picture theatre, built in 1913. They've been showing movies here since the early 50s. These days they do great choc tops and always show the latest releases. Close to Huskisson is the area of Falls Creek. Here you'll find Lilliput Land.
It was built by Len Marsden in Sydney about 30 years ago. It's the third one he built, but it was the biggest one.
Now, you'd never think trains were a girl thing, but we were hooked.
It's really an Australian icon now as far as model railways go.
So how old do you reckon you have to be?
It's not for any one particular age group. Anybody will enjoy it. My favourite thing is actually the way that Len Marsden built it. It's actually how intricate a lot of the detail is and how he's really built it to amuse people. There's always a lot of activity on it and a lot of locos running, so he really knew what he was doing. People tend to watch the locomotives initially and then they start to get intrigued by the little scenes and the detail and start taking a closer look. But they don't see it all. I mean, there's always things that people come back and find some other interesting aspects. It's really gone very well and it's been a fantastic success. Everybody seems to just enjoy it.
Next stop is the Marayong Park Emu Farm, where daily tours are given by the owner, Tony. Now, they may not be the prettiest birds in the area, but this group certainly took a liking to them. Here, Tony encourages everyone to feed the emus.
Gorgeous, really, aren't they?
Tony gives us a talk about the pecking order.
Once the female picks the male, they then go and find their little nesting area.
Then it's down to the business of cuddling the chicks, which just proves that babies of any species are cute. Even the dog thinks so. One of the byproducts of the emu is the emu oil. It's used a lot these days for arthritis and used extensively in cosmetics. And have you seen the size of their eggs? This fascinating shop sells everything emu. Well, it's back to the feeding. Also in Falls Creek is Valhalla Farm Holidays. Of course, one of the main activities here is horse riding. You'll find the horses extremely friendly and tame, and they'll give you some basic instruction before setting out. You can trail ride for 1 to 2 hours, or go all day, which includes lunch. The ride will take you across beautiful Currambeen Creek. And for those that are game, there's a brisk canter uphill. And there's also hand-led pony rides for the littlies. Another specialty here is archery.
You don't stand square onto the target and pull back because you can't pull back far enough. So if everybody would like to turn around and stand by some arrows, we can have a shot.
Gary leads the classes and is a real expert. They cater for all ages and can give you the tips that you need to shoot well. Visiting Valhalla Farm Holidays is a bit like reliving a childhood adventure. It was only a matter of time before I was an expert myself, much to the amazement of my young friends. And now for some tranquility as we head into the Booderee National Park. This national park is home to the Botanic Gardens. Here you'll find beautiful rainforest walks where you'll pass by areas rich in ferns and Australian natives. The gardens here really showcase the beauty of Australian plants. Most of the plants in the garden are propagated from cuttings collected in the wild. Also in the Booderee National Park is the Cape St George Lighthouse. This lighthouse was built in the wrong place and proved to be a navigational hazard, luring ships to their doom. The cliffs here are sensational and leave you feeling calm and relaxed. This is beautiful Summer Cloud Bay. Another beach close by has been made famous for a very simple reason. This is Hyams Beach, and apparently this is the whitest sand in the world. And this must be paradise. And this is the Hyams Beach Cafe and General Store, also famous for its great coffee and fine cafe food. Here you can pick up everything you need in the general store. Their deli is well stocked, and so is their wine cellar. By night you can enjoy the lively atmosphere while sampling mouth-watering modern Australian cuisine. And the food is scrumptious. Well, enjoy the good life. Just inland from Jervis Bay lies St Georges Basin, which is a beautiful lake. A great way to explore the lake is to go boating. Sanctuary Point Sail Centre has a variety of craft for hire, which includes fishing boats, canoes, windsurfers, and a stunning fleet of catamarans. If you've never sailed before, don't let that stop you. The Sail Centre runs regular classes to get you up and running. It's reasonably priced, so you can always take a picnic and spend the day exploring some of the lovely spots in and around St Georges Basin. And if you feel like sailing to the sunset and never coming back, well, there is an extra charge for that. Now, if you're looking for a bit more action and want to get your adrenaline pumping, then the motor park is 18 kilometres south of Nara and should be your next stop. They have 5 different circuits and hire bikes from 50cc to 250cc. All the gear's included, and they also give lessons so you can really learn the tricks of the track. So if you've been feeling a little too relaxed, then this is for you. From the motor park driving south, you'll come across historic Milton. This quaint town was established in 1860. Nowadays, it's coffee shops and art galleries that will greet the modern traveller. Milton has a thriving art community, and their work fills the local galleries. Here you'll find art that is of a truly high standard. You'll also find unique and interesting things in Milton's gift shops. Milton has some fine antique stores where you'll find anything from stylish art deco to bric-a-brac. Just south of Milton, you'll find the town of Ulladulla, which fronts a charming natural harbour. Fishing is a big part of Ulladulla's daily life, and it has its own industrious fishing fleet. Italian fishermen have fished here for generations and hold the blessing of the fleet ceremony every year. One of the best views in town can be found at the Harborside Restaurant. We spoke to Lee, who runs it with her husband Robert.
I guess we decided to have a bit of our own little sea change and moved up from Melbourne 4 years ago. Bought the restaurant, saw it have potential, and we've worked pretty hard over the last 4 years to achieve the standard of food and service that we've become quite renowned for. A view is great, but you have to match that with good service and good food, and that's our goal. You've got to have the 3 components.
Their specialty is fresh local seafood, and they always serve up the catch of the day. And to complement, they have an extensive wine list, which includes some fine local wines.
Twice now we've been judged as the best restaurant on the south coast, so we're pretty happy with that.
And so they should be. The food is simply delicious. Just south of Ulladulla lies beautiful and serene Burrell Lake. Rob and Tracy run various cruises here. They can take you fishing, show you the bird life, or simply glide you around for a few glorious hours.
Burrell Lake Cruises provides a personal service. You get to speak to the skipper the whole way along. We do scenic cruises, go for about 2 hours, and we talk about the history and the wildlife of the lake. That's what we aim to do, is to get family groups out and for them to have a ball. The kids to catch their first fish, see the beautiful area that we've got to show. We try to just get out here and have a good time with families. So when you get off the cruise, you're actually going to be friends with me. We might even have you over for dinner.
Oh, thanks, Rob. Now, where do those surfing kangaroos hang out? Peverley Beach is home to kangaroos that laze around and enjoy the sun and surf. They're very friendly, but please don't feed them, as it's not good for their surfing figures. Whoops, surf's up. I hope you've enjoyed exploring the beautiful Shoalhaven with me. Don't forget, you can always come back again, just in case you didn't do it all this time around. Bye-bye for now.